Ladies and gentlemen, reaction. This is why didn't Germany invade the Netherlands in the World War One? Short anime documentary by channel History Matters. Germany famously invaded France via the Netherlands and Belgium in the World War II. Yet in the First World War, Germany chose to avoid the Netherlands and only invaded via Belgium and Luxembourg. So why did they do this? To find out, okay. Why would they though? I mean, in World War One, as far as I remember, after the death of Franz Ferdinand, Archduke of Austria, Germany just declared war on France because Germany knew that by declaring war on Serbia, Russia would step in, and because Russia would step in, France would inevitably step in. So they just used that to directly attack France before France could attack and attack Russia basically. So that was the objective, France and Russia, right? This was war between Austria and Serbia, and everybody else got involved basically. So that's why Germany attacked France. There's no reason to attack Netherlands. They could just go through Belgium, right? And even through Luxembourg, like he said. So why would they attack Netherlands? What's the reason behind it, right? World War One wasn't like World War Two, where Germany was just taking over everybody, right? Like taking France first and slowly everyone, because that was the whole ideology thing, right? Dominating. But World War One was mostly because of one person caused it. Obviously, everybody had their own issues, and this was kind of an excuse. But as far as excuses goes, they had no reason to invade Netherlands. But I don't know. Maybe there's more to it or something. So it's gonna be fun. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. So I know which type of videos to react to more. Although History Matters, basically they explain complex topics in just short amount of time. This is 3 minutes, like a YouTube short, right? Yeah, they could easily make YouTube shorts, with their content. But yeah, let's watch it.
World War, Germany famously invaded France by going through Luxembourg, Belgium and the Netherlands. The idea was that doing so would broaden the front, stretching French forces and allowing German troops to quickly go around them and avoid some fortifications too. But during the First World War, when the German military had the same concerns, the Netherlands was left alone. Which raises the question, why? Why didn't Germany invade the Netherlands in the First World War? So, to begin, whilst planning for any future war with France, German commanders led by Alfred von Schlieffen knew that it would likely also involve Russia. The original plan was to hold at the border and crush Russia before bringing their full might against France. However, in 1905, the Russians showed the world that their military wasn't as mighty as they had let on, and so the Germans changed their plan. Instead, France would be crushed first and then Russia dealt with. The problem was that the Franco-German border was heavily manned and fortified, meaning that going through there would take a long time. Schlieffen felt that quickly pushing through Luxembourg would allow the Germans to go around French fortifications, and that going through Belgium would aid in cutting through Luxembourg, and that going through the Netherlands would aid in going through Belgium. However, when war broke out 9 years later, Germany left the Netherlands alone. So why?
Okay. Going through Netherlands would aid going through Belgium, but they were a powerhouse, Germany. But they don't need aid going through Belgium. I'm pretty sure, right? So far that was the case. And of all the videos I've seen, right, Belgium was like, when they went through Belgium, for them it was kind of easy, and it was just a horrible situation for Belgians, basically. So that was that. Okay.
Well, the first reason was overconfidence. Germany's military chiefs believed that going through the Netherlands to flank the Belgians was unnecessary, because crushing them was going to be easy, so why deal with the extra paperwork? The second reason was that the German emperor had a good relationship with the Dutch royal family, and Kaiser Wilhelm personally preferred that they weren't subject to capture or humiliation at the hands of the German army. The third reason was the most important: pragmatism. German high command knew that invading France via Belgium would pull Britain into the war, and with Britain's navy easily able to block trade to Germany, it needed to keep some of the seas open for food and goods. As such, keeping the Netherlands out of the war meant that, as a neutral nation, it could openly import goods which Germany could purchase. As a neutral third party, the Dutch could be threatened with escalation in order to prevent them from taking Britain or France's side. The German military knew that the Dutch monarchy would never take their country into war with a great power, and so the threat of war, which Britain and France would never countenance, could be used to give some minor concessions.
Damn, I did not see that coming, but that was smart. So that's why they ignore the mail from UK. You guys, like, if you go through Belgium, we are at war, and Germany just didn't even respond, right? Usually you would expect some kind of response, right? Threatening or whatever. But Germany's like, I'm not even going to respond to that, and just went through Belgium. This is why they had the balls, because they knew Netherlands is open there and the sea route is open because of it. And keeping it neutral is always like, they can literally threaten them that if you take any sides, we're going to be at war. So clearly they're going to be neutral. If they attack Netherlands, there is no being neutral. At that point, they would accept, Britain or anybody else's aid to fight Germany. So that's another front you have to worry about. But now Netherlands out of equation, because they will not let the British or any other forces land there and attack Germany. They have to stay neutral. That is very smart.
For example, in the opening days of the invasion of Belgium, the Dutch closed the River Scheldt, which runs through its territory here to Antwerp and later to Brussels. Now, technically, the Dutch were obliged to do this in times of war, but the Entente had put immense pressure on the Netherlands to keep it open. However, the government of the Netherlands weren't willing to do this because if weapons and troops travel through its territory to fight Germans, the Germans would have a justification to invade.
Yeah.
And so, it's these three reasons why the Netherlands was never invaded. And does the war to invade? And so, it's these three.
We don't need to. The Dutch royals are cool and they can sell us stuff. I'm hearing that in Eric Cartman's voice from South Park. We don't need to. I knew that. Like they can just go through Belgium. They don't need Netherlands for it. Right? So that's the first main important thing.
Reasons why the Netherlands was never invaded. And as the war progressed, the German economic situation only got worse, thus the need for Dutch trade only ever grew, and intervention had no benefit. And in case you're wondering why Germany did invade it in the Second World War, it's because it was great for building airfields close to Britain, and also, again, overconfidence.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed this episode, and a special thanks to my patrons, James Bisonet, Kelly.
Yeah, why did they invade in World War II? Because fucking Hitler. Why not? Why the fuck? Hitler would like, why not? It's just free real estate. So yeah, World War I and World War II were completely different, right? Powers were kind of different, right? It was monarchies and fighting shit like that. World War II was kind of different. It was just one singular entity fighting everybody else. So yeah, of course they invaded Netherlands in World War II, but World War I, that didn't make sense. And I didn't know the element of them being actually somewhat friend and can be neutral by just threat, and there would be benefit to them. So it kind of makes sense. Like if you fight France through Belgium and you're going to fight Russia, you don't need North being a threat. So UK can basically attack from there, Britain, right? So if you make them neutral, you don't have to worry about North. It's just two sides you need to worry about. But yeah. All right, well, that was why in Germany invaded the Netherlands. Yeah, so. And I like this, World War. I mean, I used to, react to. I mean, I guess I'm still going to react to it one day. But I guess I used to react to that series, the Great War channel, right, which was epic. I stopped at a certain point. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe I'll resume. But yeah, so far the events that happened there is really complex, more complex than people would think. People just think of World War II and just focus around that. World War I doesn't get as much as focus. But it was really interesting events all around. Alright, well, if you like my next one, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.